Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is India and today we are talking about transformation. I'm very honored and motivated right now. Today I was featured by a very prominent weight loss network group on my weight loss transformation and my update. And so when I say update, we're talking about weight maintenance and keeping the weight off for many years. And so to back it up real quick, in November of 2021, this weight loss group did a feature of me on my weight loss transformation overall. So that's me losing, over 100 pounds. And, what did I do? Diet, exercise, everything of that sort, all the basics, right? And so today's article was pretty much an update, as I mentioned. So it was an update because I have since then maybe lost a little bit more weight and I've been able to maintain my weight loss for years, okay? And so today I just want to talk about transformation and how important it is to really address transforming your mind, your mindset, your habits. We love a good transformation, and I am guilty of that. I watch, obesity documentaries. I look at people on YouTube, people who are currently going through their weight loss journeys. And we love this instant gratification of seeing someone go from, 500 pounds to 200 pounds, right? We're here for a good transformation. But a lot of the time, people don't talk about transforming your mind. People don't talk about mindset. And so when we're seeing these people losing these extreme amounts of weight, I'm talking, the biggest loser, everyone's shrinking and doing it in a short amount of time. When we see this, we're always curious on what kind of diet they're eating at that moment. What kind of workout regimen do they have? What are they doing in a gym? How long did it take to lose the weight? We're always interested in, what these people are eating or how much they're moving. But we very rarely talk about the transformation that's happening in the mind, especially to maintain a significant weight loss. Because let me tell you, there's no amount of diet or no amount of exercise that's going to transform your mind and get you to think in a different mindset. The reason I love this networking group is because they do stories like this. So yes, losing weight is important. Yes, diet, exercise, that is all important. But when you talk about weight maintenance, because let's be real, right? This is why I'm on this channel. This is why I preach what I preach, Weight maintenance is not so common. How many of us have been on a amount of diets and workout routines all to just gain the weight back? I've been there before. I've been on that train plenty and many a times. And the reason I wasn't able to sustain any kind of weight loss is because I did not change my mind. I did not change my mindset. I did not change my habits. What I was doing to lose the weight, it was temporary. I never looked at diet as something long term. I never looked at, real daunting and hard workout routines as being long term. We do these things. We start these programs, and to be honest, we're not able to keep up with it most of the time. It really comes down to mindset. It really comes down to doing what works for you, doing what you can sustain. It comes down to habit change. When I'm doing these watermelon fasts or mono fruit fasts or juice cleanse, a lot of people say you're just going to gain the weight back. And I'm like, it doesn't have to be like that. First of all, I've lost 130 pounds. And so no, I'm just not going to gain the weight back. And secondly, I know what it takes to lose weight. And so if I do a fruit fast, I know I can't go back into eating like I normally eat. So that's doing fast food 3 times a day. I know I'm not going to be able to just go back to bad eating habits and maintain a weight loss, because that's not how it works. If these eating habits are what made me to be overweight and obese, then doing 3 days of watermelon is not going to erase the habits you're going to have to come. You get what I'm saying? But I'm preaching right now. Guys, I want to get into the questions that they asked me. I want to get into the questionnaire because someone needs to hear this. This is important. And once we start just getting the habit of shifting our mind and transforming our mind, the weight loss will come so much easier. The weight maintenance will become so much easier because now you're not doing something that you're being forced to do. You're doing something because it's a part of your life. It's a part of your routine. So let's get into it. And so I want to get into some of the basics because I really love the questions that they ask. I mean, they are just on point. It's simple, but it's on point. And honestly, I wish I would have had groups like this when I was going through my weight loss journey. Guys, find a community of like-minded people. You would be surprised at how effective it is to be around people who just think like you, people who operate like you, and that mindset, it's something. And so I'll just give you a quick background. One of the questions was, what is your current weight? Currently, I am 128 pounds. I'm female. I'm 5'5.5". I am 39 years of age. My heaviest weight was around 260 pounds. 259 pounds to be exact. That was my heaviest recorded weight. And I don't really claim my top weight. I was pregnant, and so once I lost my baby weight, I'll get into all that, but that's for another video. I'll leave some videos linked for you in my description. But yeah, I lost my baby weight, but I started getting back up to my pregnancy weight once my child was like 2 or 3 years old. So I was getting back to that 260 pound mark. So my start weight, when I started losing weight, I say is 240 pounds, around 240, 238 pounds. Again, my current weight is 128 pounds. I had a goal of being around 200 pounds, but I exceeded that. You know, if I was to remain 200 pounds, I still would have been considered obese. And so, yeah. And so my lowest weight, I want to say, is 226.4 pounds. So I'm right at my lowest weight, and I've been maintaining my weight. My weight has been stable for some time now. So how have you maintained your weight loss and or continue to lose weight? For maintenance, to be honest with you guys, the biggest thing was mindset. Like I said, I've been saying it all video. You know, I've been on plenty of weight loss journeys, and each time I would gain my weight back and more. And so this is the first time that I've lost a significant amount of weight and I've been able to maintain my weight. In the past, I would always look at diet as something that was temporary. I never looked at it as long-term. I never imagined me having to do something and actually keep up with it. And so for me, weight maintenance looks like making small, realistic adjustments to my life. You know, I was always a go-getter. I would go super hard, you know, do these really, really extreme diets, do these really extreme workout regimens. And that was never, I mean, it worked short term, but I could never keep up with that, you know. And that wasn't realistic. And so I'm the type, I want to lose a lot of weight and I just want to get it off and then go back to normal. And that's just not how it works. So for me, I had to start making realistic goals. I had to start making realistic changes and adjustments to my life. Something that I knew I could keep up with long term. This time around, I wanted weight loss to feel natural. I didn't want anything to feel forced. I wanted it to feel natural and easy. And so I'm not having to think too much about it. I'm not having to force myself into it, because anytime I would have to force myself to do anything, whether that's waking up at 3 a.m. to go to the gym and I'm just like dreading it. If I'm dreading any kind of food that I'm eating or forcing myself to eat, I'm not going to keep up with it. So I wanted it to be natural as possible. Some people might say it's not healthy. Oh, you're using sweetener instead of sugar. Well, if I use 1 serving of sweetener and it's costing me 0 calories versus the 50 calories in the sugar, and I'm able to cut back on calories that way, that's what I'm going to do until I can figure out how to be comfortable with removing sugar and sweetener from my diet. So I'm not going to just cut out sugar and say I'm never eating sugar again, because that's not realistic. And I know if I am just restricting myself from eating all sweets, eventually I'm just going to binge out on all the sweets, right? And so I had to make weight loss natural and not so forced. And I had to figure out what I like doing and do that. I believe I gave the example of portion control, right? Everyone preaches portion control for weight loss, but for me, that doesn't work. I don't like portion control. I don't know if I have something medically or physically wrong with me to where I just eat large amounts of food. I've accepted it. So I'm like, you know what? Let me figure out a way to reach my calorie deficit but not be starving after every single meal. And so 6 small meals a day just didn't work for me, because I found myself being hungry after every meal because I was eating, what do they say, eat a serving size that's the size of your palm or something like that. That didn't work for me. So this is where I discovered intermittent fasting and eating 1 meal a day, because you have more flexibility. You can eat bigger portions. You can feel satiated after a meal. And so that approach worked for me. Now, intermittent fasting, eat 1 meal a day, that might not work for everyone. Some people may not eat as much as I eat, but that's a preference for me. So we're circling back to doing what works for you. And so I was able to maintain eating that 1 meal a day, getting my calorie deficit that way. Some people, there's a guy on YouTube I follow who eats once every 4 days, because, with his eating window, he eats like 7,000 calories, so he can't even do OMAD because he'll overeat his calories for the week or for whatever. And so everyone's not going to fast for 4 days in a row. I know if I fast for 4 days in a row, just drinking water for 4 days straight, the way my digestive system is working, once I refeed, that's going to be a disaster. So you have to do what works for you. That works for him. That doesn't work for me. I like eating 1 meal a day. That might not work for you. Looking back on these lessons you've learned on your journey, which one stands out the most? And pretty much what I said, what stands out the most to me is that everyone is different. What works for me is not going to work for everyone else. Would you like to offer any new or different advice to women who want to lose weight? This is important, so I might just read it just straight off of just what I said. My best advice to women losing weight is to slow down and make small, sustainable adjustments to your diet and life. Don't go from the couch to running a marathon. Start by parking further away from the store. Take the stairs instead of the elevator. Take an extra 30 minutes to clean your house. These are all great ways to move more and to get your activity in. Want to improve your diet? Instead of using 6 packs of sugar in your coffee, reduce it to 4. Get used to having only 4 packs of sugar in your coffee, and then reduce it again to only 3 packs. Okay, so you see how you're making small changes instead of restricting completely. The small changes and adjustments, they add up, and you'll more than likely stick with them long term versus being heavily restricted. Never give up on your journey. Always get back on track immediately. Like, I get that sometimes we can lose motivation. Sometimes we do not feel very disciplined, but never give up on yourself. We have this black or white thinking. The minute we have a slip up, we want to give up on our journey completely, and that is not necessary. I talked about that in one of my videos, but when I was doing my little cheat day, my all you can eat, and I was showing people how I get back on track and how one day of eating bad did not throw me off track. I just had to make small adjustments to the rest of my week in order to get myself where I needed to be. So the main thing, never give up on yourself. Be consistent with getting back on track. Shift your mindset to where you're not thinking that things need to be perfect all the time, because it's not going to be perfect. We need to get out of that, everything has to be perfect, and the minute we have a party at work, I'm just going to start over, 2 months from now. I'll start over in the new year. We need to get out of that. So it's not going to be perfect. It's never going to be perfect. Never give up on yourself. So what we're going to do, guys, I really enjoyed that, and I'll leave everything linked in my description box so you guys can read the stories, read the articles, get a glimpse of some of my before and after pictures. I'm so honored, and I'm just so happy to be a part of such an amazing network. But I think right now, I'm gonna get into my meal for today. We're gonna do one meal today. Y'all know, I gotta sneak in my meal for today. That's just what I do. It wouldn't be right if I didn't. So come with me. Let's eat this food. It might be a little bootleg. Do not come for my pockets. Do not come for my taste buds. It might be a little cheap, my meal might be questionable, but we're gonna do it. We're gonna get it done. So come with me, and I appreciate you being here. I absolutely love this. I love talking about my meals and how I eat to sustain my weight loss and to lose weight. It's not something you would typically see in the normal diet world and diet culture. So I love sharing my meals, guys. This is my one meal for today. I had a lot of coffee earlier today. My coffee was around 400 calories, but look how big this bowl is. I don't think you understand the intensity of the size of this meal. So yeah, so I might not get to it all, and of course I have my little dessert, my sweets, my grapes. And so this is kind of, I was inspired. I wanted kind of like a southwestern type salad, a taco salad. And so I just used whatever ingredients I had in my pantry to create this. And I actually have all the ingredients I'm using. Well, not all, but pretty much all the ingredients I'm using in this. I have some corn, some red beans and rice, some cilantro, some chives, some light sour cream, some grapes. Oh, and then I do have these carb counter wraps. These are my favorite. Look at that. One wrap is only 45 calories. And so here, the salad, it got some romaine, some mixed greens under there. I know you can't see it. That's 75 calories. I have some pico de gallo over here for about 48 calories. I have corn, 148 calories. I have this red beans and rice combination here. This is 316 calories. The sour cream, and I have a pretty good amount. It's the light version. Like I said, I'm always making substitutions where needed. The sour cream is 138 calories. I have 2 of these wraps over here. Both of them are going to be 90 calories. And just this bowl alone, and it's huge, guys. It's huge. The bowl alone is 815 calories. And then I have this bowl of grapes right here. This is about 237 grams. So the calorie count on the grapes is 164 calories. So all in all, just with my grapes, my meal, and my coffee. The coffee, as I mentioned, was about 400 calories. My day is going to be at 1,379 calories. Who's eating all this? Me. Thank you so much for watching this video. If you made it this far in this video, please consider subscribing to my channel. Guys, we have reached a milestone on this channel here. I am at 7,000 subscribers. So thank you to all 7,000 of you. I think that is insane. That is crazy. Again, thank you so much for watching this. Good luck on your journeys, and I will see you in the next one.
I've been feeling emotional, thinking about you, babe. What can we focus on? What we should do? Tell me the truth.
Oh my God, this is so good. Girl.